3, 2, 1, go!
Hello there, viewers. Welcome back to what is set to be the final episode of the Ispalian job, and it has been a pleasure to perform with the boys throughout the year. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the series, do drop a like on it. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Maybe for some of you this was our first series together, so I hope you enjoyed it. Plenty more to come next year. But today then, a chance to win the league. Livorno, Torino and Sassuolo stand in our way, and we know that to capture the Serie A title, we only need to do a very easy, simple job, Ben, is to win one game of football, and that'll make it impossible for Juventus or Torino to catch us, and the job will be done. Easy as that, right? Right. We kick things off then against Livorno in the team for today's game. Rico will be in goal for this one. Bellanova, Scrivani, Diaz and Barloco. Toscanos is just in front with Derek and Santano. Bon Jovi, Ferrer and Heiser starting up front for us today. Renzi and Spira are baffling to me. So we're going to give Ferrer one chance to be a hero in the biggest game of the season so far, because we can win the league in this particular game, whereas in the other games we threw it away, didn't we? So here we go. We threw it away. We threw it all away. Completely just threw it away. I'm over it though, as you can tell. Correa's nearly back fit for this one, but won't feature. So we're going to go with, we're just going to try it. We're going to go with Ferrer and Heiser. They haven't got a name. They're just two strikers. Just the two of them. They can make it if they're playing 4-4-2. They've got Duvan Zapata up front, he's a decent player. We've got to keep an eye on him. And for Villi, who's not decent, and how are we not going to win this game? Somehow I feel like we're not going to win though. Okay, 5-0 prediction. Let's go. We're going to get assertive. We're going to say we're the favourites here. Go out there and impress me, and I'm going to continue to be assertive. Oh, the assertiveness is working. Oh, look at that. Have you ever seen a more assertive team talk? I don't think you have. Okay then, boys. Here we go. As mentioned, a win. That's all we need. Just from the boys out there are going to perform. I can feel it. I can sense it. We're attacking fluid. Instructions are as they always are, in case anyone was ever interested. Overlap, shorter passing, retain possession, more closing down, work it into the box at a higher tempo, slightly wider than usual. Or normal. Here we go, boys. Come on. I'm on edge. That's the way I describe it. Because if we don't win this one, there's a lot of pressure on the Torino game. And then if we don't win that one, then I'm panicking big time. But in theory, in honesty, we should win this game. So let's just win this game, get it over and done with. So far it's 0-0, half times here. I feel like we've barely started today's episode, and already we're 0-0. At half time, it's an important match for us. Go out there and give the fans a good performance, because so far we've seen very little. I think we get Ferrer off and bring Spira on. I just got a feeling he's going to bag it. Come on, Sebastian and Heiser. They've carried us through the recent seasons. Renzi's come in and helped us finish the job, but it's been Spicer that have really been the impact of this year and previous years. I would love them to be able to wrap up the title for us right now. If we draw, it might be enough, but Juventus play on the Monday, and here is a chance. Derek driving forward. He plays in Dorian Heiser to wrap up the league for Spal, and Dorian Heiser puts it into the back of the net. 63 minutes gone. Could that be the goal that clinches the league title for Spal? I think, folks, it may well be. Derek plays through Dorian, who I think is quite clearly offside, and I may well be wrong, and I'm going to watch it again in slower motion. I think Dorian is well off here. He's off. He's a foot off. 100%. He's offside, and they've given it, and I do not give a stuff. Dorian's raced through, and we've seen Dorian Heiser enough to know that in this position, in this area of the pitch, he does not miss that one-on-one chance. He slots home. The crowd behind the goal go wild. They know how much it means, and we, my friends, are very, very close to winning another league title, retaining our league title. I think I said at the start of the season I didn't think it would be possible. But with 11 minutes to go, we know a win will do the job, and a win is what we're about to get. Come on, boys, do not let me down. Spirit's picked up an injury. Spirit's picked up an injury. Let's bring them all on. Renzi's going to feature as well. T-shirt available now in store. But here we see. Can we get the final? Can there be a final nail in the Livorno coffin, and can we raise the Serie A title aloft late doors? This is a highlight, I think, because I'm making a change and not a genuine highlight, but we'll watch it anyway. Watch the boys pass it around spectacularly. Some great football from us as we give it away, and okay, everything's fine. To name check a few of the boys, Barloco's been superb all year. Ruben Diaz is one of the best defenders I've ever used. Out towards Bellanova there as well, you can see. It's been a great performance from us, and this year has been as good as last year, and in a way it's harder to retain, it's harder to go again, but we seem to have done that with I mean, there's 2 minutes left here, and Barlowco's decided, I'll end the season as I've lived out most of these seasons by getting himself sent off and ruining what could have been a lovely moment. So Barlowco, he's been a mainstay of the team, and he's now going to decide to get sent. Okay, lovely. You can see there, Barlowco, by the way, that is 8 seasons he's been here for me. A 7 point something every time. This is best year as well, by the way. And is now been sent off. What do we do here? Do we bring on a left? I guess Donnelly comes on for Bon Jovi, typically. Okay, just see this out, boys. Yeah? There's a minute to go, and Livorno are coming forward with it, and Ruben Diaz clears it. Okay, this was supposed to be a tense-free atmosphere, as Rico claims, and with 50 seconds to go, surely, we're about to win the league. This is not over yet, though, and Livorno are going to have the final say. I think if I'm remembering correctly, a draw might be enough. I can't be bothered to do the math right now due to the stress it will cause me. Renzi goes forward. Look, forget the draw. We're going to win this game. We're definitely going to win this game. It's Toscano with a challenge. That, my friend, should be that. Derek to Dorian Heiser to Renzi, and there we have it. Please, no, there's some more. Free kick. Why is this going on? End the game. Bojan, it's gone out of play. Referee, blow your bloody whistle, please. What is it? There we are. Spal win the league 2 years in a row. 11 points in the gap with 2 games to go. There's nothing they can do about it. The team are delighted. I'm delighted. The new stadium is on its way. Sebastian Spira's got a bruised thigh, and Barlowco suspended. Of course he is. But there we have it. Spal win the Serie A league title again, beating Livorno 2 times in a row. And my God, after the heartbreak and the pain of being knocked out of the Champions League and losing in the Cup, to finally say we won something this season is a massive achievement for these Spal boys. And I'll say again, right, it's very easy to look at this and go, you've won it by 11 points, you deserve to win it. You look through some of the players in this team, and they are not standout players. Rico is not a world-class goalkeeper by any stretch. He's a 2.5-star player. In fact, let's do it by star ratings. If you look at the ability, if I move it to this side so you can see them by name, that to me, that's one of our best 11s we can play. I guess if you put Perret in there for Toscano, that is not a title winning side. In Serie A, with the likes of Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Roma, Napoli, you're not expecting us to do magical things, but for whatever reason, these Spal boys play above and beyond expectations, and that with Dorian Heiser leading the way, you can kind of see why. But regardless of that, it's going to bring us to the end of a title win, but we will play one more game maybe towards the end just to wrap things up. In fact, what I might do is play the final 2 games and then run you through the best 11 and things like that at the very end of the season. Yeah, we'll do that, right? Why not? But there we are then. Finally done it. And I'll see you in a minute then. We're going to play these 2 games and I'll be back to talk about the team in just a moment. If we'd have bottled that, then I would have never lived it down. We had Torino next as well, which would have been awful. Heiser gets his goal bonus. Of course he bloody does. I think Dorian Heiser has become a billionaire this season, so congrats to him for that. I mean, the real winner here is him. Juventus won their game as well, so they would have applied some more pressure to us had we had lost. But too late, boys. Too late. Too bloody late. We're too good. I mean, I'll talk to you actually briefly before we get to the end of the season, right? That I've had some sides in previous saves that you've watched as well, that you've seen be really good. The Parma side we had was a very good team. Defensively very solid, midfield was superb, attack was sublime as well. Salford, we had the same thing. Eventually with Salford, we built a team that was the best team in the world. With Spal, it's only, yeah, sure, we've not won the Champions League, right? And in that regard, we might have failed, but we've won back-to-back Serie A titles with, as I showed you a moment ago, a team that was not even the best team in the league. I think in terms of the pre-season predictions, actually, what was the expectation? 4th this year. 3 sides, both Milan sides and Juventus, expected to finish above us. And we've done them. And I mean, if you put a quid on, you'd have made £5. So well done to you. And while this save hasn't had the success, maybe, of some of the previous saves, I think for some people watching, you will have had more of a connection with this than some of the other saves. Maybe players like Dorian have allowed us to do that. Barlowco's been a mainstay. Renzi, of course. Spear has been a part of it. Michael Caine at the very start. You've got to think some of the players we had at the start will probably be forgotten by now. But then there's some guys that stick around for a long time. Ruben Diaz has spent a long time at the club as well. Rico came in and has been a mainstay in goal and performed pretty well. It's been a really fun save. And hopefully it's come across to you watching as well, that sometimes you have saves and you go through periods where it's not fun, but I have to say, every single time I've sat down to record a Spal episode, I've looked forward to it. I've been excited for it. Hasn't always ended in an excited, happy way, but I always look forward to recording a Spal episode because I know that they're gonna give me something, and I like that. And I like that about a Football Manager save, which is essentially a spreadsheet, but something about it just grips me, and hopefully it gripped you this year as well. Right, let's play Torino and Sassuolo, I think it is. Sassuolo, still can't say names of Italian clubs. And then we'll wrap things up with the best 11, and as I said before. But just want to have a little chat with you, that was all. There we are then, the final 2 games in the books. One was pretty good, a 4-2 win against Torino, and a 0-0 is the final game against Spal. Glad I didn't show you that one because it would have been a complete waste of time. Right then, Spira is named as Player of the Year in Serie A. Interesting there to see him get it. I mean, he's got a lot of goals and 14 assists, so I can't really disagree. Didn't have the highest average rating though, so I was wondering if he was actually going to get it. In terms of frontrunners for Manager of the Year, I'm up there, so what we'll do is we'll give it to a player or a manager probably that simply won't be getting it, like the Sampdoria man. Montello, used to love him on Championship Manager 0102. Team of the Year then, the back line is pretty much Spal. Scrivani, Diaz, Bellanova there as well. Derek and Sebastian Spira makes it. Heisa didn't make it, interestingly. Italian Media Player of the Year, Bellanova gets second in that one. Derek gets third for foreign player. Lukaku wins that, and Spira got Fans Player of the Year. I don't really know Fans Player of the Year, a bit strange. Goalkeeper of the Year, Rico came second in that one. Diaz and Bellanova get top 2 in the Defender of the Year. Midfielder of the Year, Derek tops it, and Striker of the Year, it's Spira, Heisa, and then Lukaku, which is nice to see. Right, if we keep going forward, we should get a few other little bits and pieces, I think, award-wise. This is the sort of stuff I always forget to show you at the end of seasons. There's our best 11 then. We'll take a look at that in just a moment and talk through a few bits and pieces before we get to the end of today's video. Player of the season, Bellanova, 44% for our right back, Bellanova. Goal of the season was Sebastian Spira, got that in the Champions League. Renzi was signing of the season and cost 32 million, but he won us the league in the end. Young player of the season, Spira gets that as well at the age of 24, which is kind of interesting. Stats-wise, highest average rating was Bellanova. Sebastian Spira was top goal scorer. He also got the most assists. Santano in the centre, a player that probably goes a little bit under-recognised, underwhelmed really. But for 22 years of age, gets a 93% pass completion. You know how much I value that. Most red cards, I mean, a bevy of players getting red cards, which is always fun. And that's our season review then. We won the Super Coppa. We actually did the double this season in a way. We won the Super Coppa at the very start of the season. Didn't win the Super Cup, lost that to Manchester United, of course. Got knocked out in the Champions League. Yes. And the Team Cup lost the semi-finals to Pescara Calcio. 98% of the stadium was full in our final year. Match of the season was a 4-0 win against Palermo. Moment to forget. That wasn't it, but Bassano, I mean, okay, in a way, I can see where it stands. Right, end of season meeting, we won't do that. I think there's some more. I feel like there might be some more. Team meeting, the season's over. Let's do it all over again next year. Everyone agrees apart from Bon Jovi. Stuff him. All right, if there isn't anything else, we will look at our team of all time and see what happens. And that'll be interesting, actually, because we're doing that video in the future. We'll see how much it changed from now to then, to who will remain in that team of the best 11, as it's called. Yeah, of course. Right then, this is the overall best 11 for Spal. You can see it's largely made up. That's quite surprising in a way. It's largely made up, though, of players that have featured very recently for us, apart from Pozvec. Pozvec is the goalkeeper. 172 appearances for us. Bellanova, Ruben Diaz, Scrivani, and Barloco. That's a four-piece you've heard a lot spoken of. Toscano gets the spot just in front, which is interesting. Luca, of course, you remember, now plays for Werder Bremen, has had actually, I say that. I was going to say in a different time, he's had a really good career at Werder Bremen, so I'm quite pleased for him in a way. Santana next to him. Derek actually gets the spot further ahead. Correa doesn't get it. Bon Jovi doesn't get it. You've then got Heisa and Spira up top, of course. You have Dorian Heisa, you can see there, 158 goals in 264 appearances, an average rating of 7.33. Derek's on a 7.34, which is quite impressive. And then you've got Bellanova on a 7.46. The whole back line, in fact, doing really well. The midfield's where it drops off a little bit. I guess this is quite interesting. Other players that feature on it: Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is currently at Nice. We've got Casasorla, you might remember as well, also at Nice. Anyone else at Nice? Alberto Selli, still at Reading, by the way, and doing okay. Had a really rough first season with them. You probably remember I documented that a little bit. And since then, became a bit of a goal machine. Back in the Premier League, 20 last season, 13 this season. Did they stay up in the league? Did Reading? No, they went. Maybe we'd have to try. If we were carrying on, we'd try and bring him back. Antonucci's there and Gianni's there as well, who was a centre back for us that played an awful lot in the early days, but was moved on for bigger and better. I guess we could do the where are they now, but most of them, as you've just discovered, are still with us. I mean, if you look at our first ever 11, I mean, familiar names. James Maddison was in there, so currently at Southend United. Gianni, of course, in there as well. Pontisso is a player we quite liked. Arini in the centre. This was a weird formation, wasn't it? And Alex Merritt went on to Monaco would have just been like one of the best keepers ever on the game right now. Imagine if we'd have kept him, how different things could have been had we have kept Alex Merritt. If we'd have gone up in that first year, maybe. Flacari as well, remember him? That lovely hair. Right then. That is going to bring us to the end. I don't think there's any more that we'll find out about. I think that's it. Of course, there'll be a future episode. We're going to go 5 years in the future. We're going to go to 2030, and we'll see how Spal did, and that will be out tomorrow. Of course, FM18 stuff coming soon. So if you're excited for that and you enjoyed the series, do drop a like on it. If you want to see some more, well, there's a new series coming. Arsenal and a lower league save in England as well. So we'll love with care from the suspension. Until next time. Bye. What happened to G? She just seemed to disappear.
Knock knock.